I've been talking a lot about discipline, and recently made the connection of just discipline and impatience, or discipline and patience, I guess, being together, being like a synonym of each other in a way. I feel like discipline really is just an exercise in patience continually, or frequently, consistently, which is something I don't have. Not that I can't ever have it, but I'm realizing that my lack of patience, obviously, I shouldn't say I'm just realizing this now, but I'm just getting it reinforced more and more and more and more, how many areas of my life I am impatient in, and how that sets me back. Because it's really difficult for me to pinpoint why I'm impatient. That is really difficult. And if that's difficult, then how do I fix it? That's, I don't really know where to go with that. I feel like it's been reinforced years and years and years and years at this point, decades of just like being impatient. And the only, like, it's such a simple concept that it's stupid to talk about in some ways. Like, being impatient is it's like a simple fix is what it feels like. Just, I mean, again, like, what is discipline? Discipline would be consistent patience. To, like, not do something or to do something, having the patience. I don't know, discipline is more than just patience, okay? Like, it is, but I mean, I think it starts there. Because obviously, if I want to talk about being disciplined in an art practice, part of it is, like, to not be as impatient as I am. So, I mean, sometimes I am too impatient to resolve things the way that they really should be resolved in a painting. I'm too impatient to wait for things to dry sometimes. I'm too impatient to do any research. Like, that stuff would strengthen my art practice if I was more disciplined in having more patience to actually do those things, to do that work. But other things, I think discipline just ends up being about, well, again, a continual something. It doesn't always have to be continual patience, but I don't know, they go hand in hand so much. Continual work. Anyway, this is more about impatience than discipline. Bye. Oh, I'm so tired. Sorry. My impatience is just, again, something that affects everything in my life. It's not just with art. It's not just with whatever. There's areas, I feel like there's certain areas of my life where I have patience. Like, biking to me is an area that I feel like I have patience in, that I, like, work on it. There's some areas where I guess I'm not too disciplined because there's things I wanted to learn, like bunny hopping, and I'm like, this isn't fun, and then I've abandoned it. Like, there's no, like, I want to go ride trails. That's what I really want to do. If I want to learn to bunny hop, or learn to jump, or whatever, it's just not the thing that is fun, or learn how to endo, or just, like, there's certain skills that will help me on trails every once in a while, but it's like, man, like, I just want to go ride the trail. Anyway, but I feel like I have a lot of patience with building skills, just not certain ones, or whatever, like, with building certain skills, with pacing myself, making sure that I'm not doing things that are above my level yet, or, I mean, yes, a little bit, to push myself, to, like, stretch my limits, but, I don't know. The impatience that I have is just so obvious in so many areas. So, impatience in conversation, or heated arguments, or heated conversation, which could be an argument. I just don't have, I don't know, there's just it's not a switch that, like, I don't know. My natural state of being is not being patient. Is, like, I want to be efficient with things. It doesn't always have to be fast, because that's the thing I recognize. Like, sometimes the fastest way is not the most efficient. Like, what seems like the fast way will actually set you back. It's like the thing with shortcuts, right? Like, you can't just take shortcuts and not expect sometimes things to come up later. Proverbial shortcuts. And I don't know, I don't think I try to do that. It's just that impatience thing of, like, I don't know, if I'm just driving, and I'm going the speed limit, and someone's going less than the speed limit, and they're in the left lane rather than the right lane, and things like that. I'm like, why can't I just, is 1 minute really going to matter? Probably not. But there's this thing, like, it's there in me where I don't have the patience. Like, I have to mention it. I have to, like, express the fact that I'm impatient in order to be more patient with that scenario. If I do not, I mean, I think that's the thing. I've said before, like, okay, I need to be able to express my grievance or my impatience in order to deal with my impatience better. But I think that's false. Because I think if I was really working on being more patient, I wouldn't have to say anything. And that would be like, it's like fake it till you make it. It's like I could feel it inside, but I'm just not going to say anything. Eventually, the urge to say things will go, like, that would just be a cycle of, like, saying it out loud would also maybe feed whatever it is that I'm being impatient about and keep that cycle going. And so I think not verbalizing things is one step. Just shutting up. That's the thing. I just need to shut up more. Because so much of my impatience has to do with other people, with interacting with other people. There's impatience all across the board in so many areas that have to do with myself or whatever, but a lot of it, I think, has to do with other people. And I don't mean like other people are giving me scenarios where I'm impatient and it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a symptom of being a human that interacts with other humans. And for me, for some reason, like, for how long in my life, I've just like routed my synapses to be impatient, to not have the kindness, compassion, patience, to still be happy and fine and content in a scenario when someone is doing something. I guess that's the first step. Someone is doing something that I don't like, that is slowing me down from either getting to a place, like a literal, like physical moving to like from one place to another, whether it's someone being super slow on an aisle or driving really slow or whatever. I mean, and this would be separate from like safety. If it's just like, man, they're going slow and it's annoying, nothing to do with safety. But I mean, I guess the thing is to take a step back from that. So I guess one step would be like, hey, I don't have to say anything. I don't have to rant about it to anyone. I don't have to express it verbally. I don't have to text somebody or snap someone being like, oh my goodness, this is like the worst. This person's like standing on the escalator rather than walking up it. Something like that. So I guess step one would be not saying anything. Because eventually maybe I just won't feel that impatience. Because I need to, again, adjust expectation for the world. I mean, that sounds really bitter, and it kind of is a little bit, because there's times where I feel like the way that I am built naturally, I have to adjust so much of for this culture at this time, in this society, and that's a really frustrating feeling sometimes, being like, hey, I wasn't built to excel in a happy place here. Whereas other people just have a certain nature about them that makes it a lot easier. So I feel like, yes, there are adjustments I can make. But anyway, the other adjustment that needs to be made is the expectations of being like, well, I don't need to get there right now. Or like, I can just enjoy chilling right now. Like, the thing is, it all relates back to time. My impatience relates back to anxiety because of mortality, because of efficiency and time and wanting to get things done. And the funny thing about that is that I'm not disciplined enough to use the time I have to be as productive as I could be. So that's dumb. That's a huge hypocritical misstep, like, in my life. That's something I really need to fix. More patience in scenarios I can't control, and way more discipline in areas I can control. Maybe this is why I am so unhappy. Makes complete sense to me. Like, it's just ridiculous that, I don't know. Again, this is why conversations, saying things out loud, external processing are so needed and helpful for me. There's just some things that are so easy to put together, but because I've never just sat down to like write it or confront myself with it, or they haven't come up in natural conversation with someone else, like, this is the space for that. This is what I need. Because, yeah, that's incredibly, like, that's the thing. Having more patience should be easy. It should be just as easy as just shutting up. Just being quiet for a little bit. Having patience enough with myself to, or the person that I'm speaking to sometimes, or whatever's happening, to just put it on, whatever I'm feeling, I just need to put it on pause for a minute. And not, and just like, yeah, be more logical, rational, and let my emotion flood over me, because my emotions generally in times of impatience are less rational. And just that's the thing, I'm not an easygoing person, as you know, some people would categorize, like, oh, there's easygoing and there's whatever, and like, yeah, I'm more of a serious person. I'm not super flexible. I really like organization and order and structure. Then again, I don't apply it to myself enough. I don't want other things to hold me back. When I am on a mission to do something, anything like the life itself will do things that will hold me back, right? Like, that's things that I can't control, whether it be the weather, whether it be someone else. It could be things like biking on a trail and like people are in the way and they're like walking and they're not even paying attention or whatever, right? Like, that could be a scenario. Or I just mean, like, I don't know, just like just randomly, like, life will put obstacles in your way, and that's hard enough to deal with. But I mean, again, I have to adjust my expectation to be like, that's just gonna happen. That's just gonna happen. And I just have to deal with each single thing moment by moment by moment and just take a breath. But then I also need to seize opportunities when I'm in control. I've already acknowledged for a long time I'm not in control as much as I'd like to be. No one is. We're at the mercy of whatever life is going to throw at us, the changes that it's gonna, whatever. Like, there's so many things. I mean, we're in control of how we react to those things. That's the thing. I'm not in control of, like, hey, this is my path, and like, whatever. No, think about teaching. I need someone to give me an opportunity to, or whatever, right? I need someone to hire me. I need even an interview. I need whatever, right? Like, there's all these things that I can't control whether someone decides to give me a chance, right? I just can control what I do with the lack of opportunity, or if I get an opportunity, or whatever. I don't know. I think this boiled down really simply to shut up, take a breath. Like, this is all one thing. Shut up and take a breath. That's patience. And do more with the time that I am in control. The times that I am in control, I need to be more productive. I don't consider myself a lazy person, or I didn't. And then somehow now, man, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm tired right now. I don't know if tired is synonymous with lazy. I don't think so. I'm tired because I'm tired. I didn't get a good sleep or whatever. I don't know. But I just, yeah, how simple and stupid. To be patient, shut up, take a breath, and to be, and that's the thing, is to, I don't know, I feel like I can't have, like, I've had too much patience for myself. I've had too much patience in letting myself get away with not being productive, with not being disciplined. I mean, being patient consistently is a discipline, right? Like, to consistently shut up, consistently take a breath, that's a disciplined practice. It doesn't come natural to me yet, but eventually it will. When someone is interacting with me, I need to just listen and shut up. That's really hard, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm going to end off there. This simple things that I need to work on. We'll see you on another time.